Today we're going to be creating our snowman. So the snowman project ends up being 3 spheres and then some additional added forms to create kind of the details that you think are cool and interesting and fun in a snowman. So you get to decide kind of what forms you need to make for whatever design you have in mind. But here are some ideas, and we're going to see how do we add some of these kinds of details to your snowman for our kind of fun creation here. So let's get started. The tools you will need for this project are, in fact, a ball of clay, a pointer tool, and the slip. The pointer tool looks kind of scary, but it isn't. It is just a paper clip taped onto a popsicle stick. You can poke it on your finger all day. It is not going to hurt you at all, but we would never poke a neighbor. With our clay, you will get a pretty large chunk, and your first job is to create your 3 spheres. Your very first sphere is your largest sphere. That's for the bottom of your snowman. So you will grab your clay, squish it around, and roll it until you have a sphere. Now, when you have your first sphere and it's pretty round, you're going to come up and compare it to my sphere. If it is the same size or smaller, you are good to go and to create the rest of your snowman. If it is bigger than my sphere, then you need to take some clay off and roll it back up. So bring it on over, let's compare it, and you have to make the decision if it's the same size or not. But let's say I've already done that, I've made sure it's the same size, we're good to go. So now what? I've got 1 sphere, I need to make 2 more. I have 3 spheres, hopefully different sizes. Um, so if they're all the same size, I might need to make a couple of them smaller, but I should be okay. So now what do? We stack them on up. Now I'm going to stack mine sideways so you guys can see them on the camera. You would, of course, be going one on top of each other this way, but I'm going to go this way. So one on top of the next, on top of the next. And that's done, right? It's going to stay just like that. No, it's not. Look, they just fall right apart when I start to pick this up because we haven't attached them yet. So we do something called scoring. We rough up the surface of the clay so that it had the sticky clay, the clay glue, the slip has somewhere to stick onto. So I'm going to do scoring is boring. I draw lots of lines. Slipping is sticking. I like it just fine. That's where you put the wet, sticky clay in between. And then we say smoothing is soothing. It relaxes my mind. So I can use my fingers or the tool to smooth my pieces of clay together. And any of that wet, sticky clay, I can scrape back into the bucket. Then I repeat. Just to note, make sure we're getting the wet clay in the bucket. There's water in here too to keep it wet. Don't just get the water, get the clay. All right, so there is my snowman. He's all constructed and ready to go. Or snow person, if you want to make a snow girl, that's fine. But then we have to make at least 3 added forms. They can be any forms you like, but here are some of those examples that we learned how to do. We learned how to do spheres. We learned how to do cones. And if your cone is too big, make it smaller. That's fine. And then I'm going to make a cylinder hat, making that marshmallow-like shape. Now it's time to assemble it together. So I'm going to score and slip and attach all the pieces. Let's say you want to add something like an arm for your snowman. A lot of friends were like, I really want to add a stick arm, which is great. Okay, cool. So you make a stick, and it's really long and skinny and stick like, and it's even got like a split and maybe some branches. Amazing. And you stick it on. Well, that stick, can anyone guess what might happen to this stick as it's sticking way out here? Yeah, it's probably going to break. It's probably going to get bumped. This is pretty fragile. It's going to get broken. It's going to be kind of floppy. There's not enough here to support it. So if you want an arm like this, that's a stick arm, you need to think about if you could maybe be holding something that would help support it, that you could make it a little bit smaller so it's not sticking out so far. Or you can make sure that there is multiple connection points. So I could connect it here and maybe up on the hat, or a couple of spots here. Maybe I want to make it look like he's like tipping his hat to somebody. So I'm supporting this little branch in a couple of places, and that will help to make sure that my little snow guy is not going to break apart in the kiln, or he's not going to get bumped by somebody and then get broken. So, but when you're happy with how your snow guy looks, or the end of class, whichever comes first, write your name on the bottom of your snowman. Okay, I'm pretty happy with him. He's going to go on the drying rack.